how is that a little backhanded when it was completely front-handed? Could he be more aggressive in blaming me? What did I have to do with you talking to your mother?
I'm just saying that those were busy period, a very busy time of life.
Hello, namaste. Auntie Zarna here. Thank you for joining us at the Zarna Garg Family Podcast. Today, for the first time, all 5 Gargs in the house, in a studio, live. And our topic, are you ready for it today? Can parents and kids be friends? Should parents and kids be friends? Should friends exist at all, which is always happening in my head. So without wasting any of your time, I'm going to introduce the characters and we're going to get right into it. My husband of 25 years, Zarna Garg, finance professional. My daughter who is finishing college soon, computer science degree, don't worry.
And classics.
Zoya Garg. My son who is starting college soon, 17-year-old Bridge Garg. No, sorry, 18. I can't keep up. And my last one, my little one, Veer Garg, who is in middle school. Without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Should parents and kids be friends? Who wants to kick this off?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Should parents be friends themselves to each other?
No.
Yes.
No.
Aren't you guys married?
Best friends.
No, but I'm just saying that if
No.
parents are not friends with each other,
Yeah.
then how can they be friends with the kids?
No, they can be. They can be. We are not friends, but I'm friends with the kids. I'm probably best friends with all the kids.
That's not true. I mean, you and I are very good friends.
Um,
I mean, you are the one that talks about all the walks and everything else.
And I've been saying I wanted to be your best friend for a while, but you said that I was on your waiting list.
Yeah, you're on the list for sure. And Shala, we walk because that's the only time we get through. What bills are you paying? What bills am I paying? What are we going to invest in one day when we have money? Which is a whole another topic that we won't get into. But those are parts of things we fight about on our walks. But Bridge, you and I are best friends. And Veer,
I think it's a
We're
different type
friends.
of friendship with your parents than with like an actual friend. Like all kids should be friends with their parents. It's really helpful. I also think it's good to be able to talk to your parents about relationships or, school matters or something important.
I think the three of us as kids have different understandings of what friendship with parents look like.
yes.
Like Bridge is definitely way more private about his life with you guys.
No.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, 100%.
Then with me.
Why are you saying 100% when it's not true? You just
Because
saying
there's
that.
certain things that I know that you and dad would not approve of that I would like.
What
to,
is that, for example?
Yeah, like what?
Like staying out late or going to the park or
Go-
How
going
would
like
we not
going far
approve you
away.
going to the park?
Going to the park late.
No.
Or something like
Why
that.
are
Like,
you in the park late?
there's just certain things that you do with your friends that you, like I don't need you guys necessarily to know about because I know what your response is going to be. And I'm just going to disagree. And then we're going to end up just agreeing to disagree.
Well, my mother and I are really good friends now.
No, you're not.
I mean, we were
The
not that good
last
friends
Thank
as...
you,
When
Zoya.
are you good friends with her?
I think
You said
the
you
older
spoke
we have
to
become,
her
I
once
talk
a
to her
year.
every week now
What do you mean
on the
once a
telephone.
week?
Every week.
You call her.
I call her every week.
When was the last
Check
time
my
you called
WhatsApp.
her?
Last week.
And what do you talk about?
We talk about everything. We talk about your mother. We talk about your mother's
okay.
career.
Did you see how number one
Wow.
topic they talk about? Did you see that?
We talk about
Veer?
her grandkids and how beautiful they are. We talk about you starting your new job for the summer. We talk about, Veer growing up and his hair and Bridget's beautiful eyes.
Would you
and
say that you would share every piece of information about your life with your mom?
yes.
There's not something that you hide?
No.
Hold on. Does your mom ask questions like how much money I make or you
All the
make?
time. And I tell her the exact truth. I don't lie to her. I tell her.
Oh, so if you guys are okay with that, then why am I not allowed to ask you guys how much you're going to make? And then why am I not allowed to
You're
ask?
allowed to ask
You can
whatever
ask
you
me how
want to
much I
ask.
make.
And then you
$0
have to
an hour.
answer.
I don't have to answer. It's my choice whether I want to
$0.
answer.
What money do I make?
No, but one day you will, and I want access to all your bank accounts.
You will not have access.
That's
You
a
can
good
ask whatever
question,
you
but
want. You are
even
not
regular
getting access
friends
to
don't.
mine.
Yeah, even regular friends don't have access to a bank account.
Okay, but we are better than regular friends. That we just
But my thing is that I think me and mom, for example, are too close of friends.
Before I
Right?
got married, I used to call my mother every week, wherever I was,
Yeah.
including when I was in Europe working. And now, as a grown man, I call her every week. I think there was this 25-year period in between when I was kind of a little bit of a hand-packed husband, but I no longer am.
did something just become my fault?
I just feel
And I
like that
don't
was
see
a
it.
little backhanded, Dad.
A little? A
Why?
little?
How is that
For
bad?
somebody who's friends with mom.
Oh, thank you. How you just moved up the wait list.
Oh, let's go.
How is that a little backhanded when it was completely front-handed? Could he be more aggressive in blaming me? What did I have to do with you talking to your mother? Or
I'm
not?
just saying that those were busy period, a very busy time of life where kids were growing up. I was doing work at home, helping with the kids, and
Bridge.
changing
You
diapers.
have something to oh my god.
In America,
The
though,
amount of lies that have been said already.
no,
in, this
in
house.
America, though, this is a really contentious topic because kids always feel that they have to hide things from their parents, not share anything about their relationships, not share things about school, not share things about passions, right? Because a friend is someone who does not pass judgment usually, and a
And
friend
we don't.
supports blindly.
You pass a lot of judgment.
What are
Yeah.
you talking
I
about?
mean, you are a
What
little
the-
judgy.
Oh my god.
I mean, a little judgy. Come on.
Bridge, will you say something to him or you're just going to sit there and
He's
let
not
him say
wrong.
all these
I agree.
what?
Oh my God, look at that. The kids are all agreeing with me.
I wouldn't say you're
Oh.
judgmental. I would just say that you pass a lot of feedback that may or may not be.
She's just saying you're judgmental while trying not to say she's.
I'm really working on this wait list, man.
You guys, what did I say? Anyway, okay, so in America, kids want to be friends with their parents and have the parents not judge the things they do. But do they want the parents
No,
to?
you're not understanding. Kids do not treat their parents like they treat their friends because they cannot trust their parents with the same information that they can trust their friends with.
Okay.
And so, but in Indian culture, the culture is that everyone knows everything at all times.
Yes,
Right? We don't
that's
even have
right.
separate bedrooms.
No.
The three of us sleep in the same room. You feel entitled to go through almost any and all information all the
For
time.
your safety.
Right.
For your safety and for your well-being. But yes, that is accurate.
And I think the three of us all have different relationships with that, right? So I treat you as if I would treat any normal friend.
Right.
But then we get in the issue of you feeling like I'm overwhelming because I call you all the time.
Yes.
And I text you all the time. But then you have the opposite issue with Bridge, where you're like, Bridge is not letting me know what's happening and is just so independent that, yeah.
Because also it's different because Didi, your whole life you followed under mom's rule. Like you would not deviate from anything mom said. If she put a curfew, you're agreeing with it. If she said you can't go between these boundaries, you agree with
Wait,
it.
so where am I
And
at?
it's completely different.
What's
You're
that?
lucky because I'm setting a new standard so that when you're my age and you're doing what I'm doing, mom will not be as mad as you.
I don't
as
think
she is
I
at me.
follow mom that blindly.
And I don't
And
think
you are a little
like,
intense,
you-
Zoya. Didi can be a little intense.
No, but Bridge is not just supposed to break every rule that I said.
I'm not
Like,
breaking
when-
every rule, but I'm just like, I'm coming up with my new rules based off your rules that are better.
Oh, better-
Like,
Better by
if
what
you-
standard?
If
Also, he's
you-
a grown 18-year-old boy. He's not going to follow rules.
Yes, he's
that
going
you
to
set up.
follow rules. Yes.
I mean, I would be very disappointed as a friend.
what
I
are you
don't.
talking about?
As a friend.
You're
You're not his
But
friend.
when do you have to? But that's the question.
I thought that's
right?
the whole point. I am
Because
his
you're
friend.
not being a parent then, right? Like, at what line do you draw
Yeah.
like, between a friend and a
Yeah.
parent?
If he gets in
If she has
trouble,
to be the bad
you
guy
should
all the
walk away
time.
when
then.
when he got punched in the nose, I was a parent. I took him to the hospital, like took care of him as I would of a child.
Right.
But in environments where he doesn't need protection, I'm a friend.
he needs protection.
I want to be friend when
I
needed
don't
and a
want
parent when needed.
inside a park at midnight. Do you know the only people inside a big major park in a New York City park at midnight are literally only serial killers or people who are going to become serial killers?
It's
That
just
is
not
just not
true.
true.
It's
That is
just
just not-
incorrect.
I mean, there's beautiful lights everywhere.
There is no like.
There's like chirpy
you
people
comparing-
hanging around.
You're
And,
comparing New York City Park to the park that you grew up in
no,
Ghaziabad.
no. I'm
Which
telling you about the
literally
park.
doesn't have lights
Asphalt
right now
green
in
is just
2020.
incredible to be
Yeah, I
around.
agree.
Asphalt. Bridge, you're telling me there were lots of people in the park last night late?
There were people.
No.
A lot of kids hang out in the park now. And
Wait, but wouldn't
that's a
you
big
say that
thing.
it's a big stride that Bridge is even telling you where he is? A lot of kids don't share their location with
Excuse
their
me.
parents.
He didn't tell me. I was location
Oh my God,
tracking.
last night-
Oh,
Last
my
night-
goodness.
last
We had
night-
3 trackers on him. We had the Find My iPhone, we had the Live 360, and we had the Snapchat locations going on him. Like the only thing left was to hire a drone and sit it on top of his head. So
What were
okay.
you saying, Veer?
Last night, like every 10 minutes, he wasn't here. Every 10 minutes, she was checking his location and she was asking me to call him, text him, check his location again. And I was like, just chill. She just wouldn't chill.
No, because why? Because I want to keep my son safe because that is my responsibility.
He told you where he was.
but
But
don't
I
know why
trust
he-
my friend.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Okay,
Oh.
this is okay. I am
You
so
literally will
Yeah.
fall for anything, Prince.
I agree that there's a line between being a friend and being a parent. I think you're way too far on the side of parents sometimes, and I think dad's a little bit too far on the side
I
of friends
disagree
sometimes.
completely. I'm not even trying to do that for the waitlist situation, but if it weren't for mom's concerns, I think that you benefit a lot subconsciously by knowing that you have a mom who's watching out for you 24/7, right? There is a state of the world where if you were in a bad situation, the first person that you would call or the first person that would save you is mom.
Call
And
your
because
friend.
you have that sense of security.
I was the first person he
Yeah,
called.
and
when he
your
did.
friend called me.
Yeah, that's true.
So
And so if you didn't have that security, I
wanted
don't know if you would
I
do that.
wanted to consult
Totally.
in terms of the next right
I
step.
understand. I understand that. But one way or another, guess who among five of us is going to take charge of the situation and solve it? So I would say, yeah, and in any case, I'm saying that I agree with this whole friendship parenting thing. Like, I'm not saying the parents we grew up with, did you have freedom growing up as a child?
I did not, but it was a very traditional, poor Indian family. It's not a good comparison.
Why? But they're still parents.
I know, but to be honest, I did have a lot of freedom too, because I
Okay,
was a very
like-
good
No,
student.
but did you feel like you could confide in your parents about things that you wanted?
My first girlfriend in high school met my mother
Oh.
in a public place. Ask my mother if you don't believe it.
But you did not have a girlfriend. Shut up. When you say the word girlfriend in America, it means something very different.
Okay,
You mean
Then
girl space friend?
me
Like
and
a
my
girl
friend waved at each other from a balcony, and we met in the street.
It was a
buying
little more than
tomatoes.
that. It was a very nice girlfriend. I mean, I have to say, it was a very educating, good experience. And my mother met her ask her if you don't believe me.
And
Ask
met
my
her
mother.
and said what?
And the two of them met to get to know each other.
Oh, okay. But Bridge, I hope you're noting this. That his idea of being friends with his parents was introducing the important people in his life, aka his parents, to whoever he knew. Do you hear
Well,
that?
I still think that kids should be friends with their parents. I'm not.
What
saying
does that
kids-
mean?
Being friends with your parents means that like you want to hang out with them, you want to spend time with them. That doesn't mean you want to spend time with them every single opportunity there is to spend time with them. That's way too far.
Yes.
No, but it means you like being around them and you like telling them stuff about your life.
And would you say that you do?
Yes, I say I do.
Which one of us? Tell the truth.
Both of you
Both.
guys.
No, come on, Bridge, tell the truth now.
What?
Who do you like telling stories to more?
Well, you because
Why
dad
do you
cares
be
less.
like this?
Okay, I didn't say
Oh my
that,
god,
so I
you're being
didn't-
such a youngest sibling right now.
And Veer, what's
Both
your
of you
idea?
guys.
No, do you agree with his definition?
Yeah, I
of
agree with his
friendship?
definition.
So, okay.
But I don't
if-
think you have to share like every detail of your life.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, this is where the problem. See, this is where the friendship ends and the parenting begins. If we are supposed to protect you guys and take care of you and take charge of any situation, whether it goes good or bad, then we need to know all the details. Like when I text you all the time, like, where are you? I need to know where
Yeah,
you
like
are.
I'll tell
Exactly
you.
what
I
is
don't
the
think that's
address?
a friend
But
move,
what's
though.
the
That's a
point of
parent
texting at 2 p.m. in the afternoon? Where would they be if not at school?
Not at
Yeah.
2 p.m. We're talking about the evening. I know at 2 p.m. they're at school.
But yesterday you were texting at 2
You
p.m.
were texting me while I
you
was still
texted me
in
at school and you texted us in a group chat. Where are you while we were in
Okay,
school?
all right. Yesterday,
Like
I
I'll tell you I'm going to have a sleepover, but you're not sending your assistant to come sweep the room and make sure that we're not
Yes.
doing anything bad at the sleepover.
yes,
That's too
my
far.
responsibility.
But I feel like it's only
and the
this year in my
sleepover
life.
thing is a very hold that thought
Yeah.
for 1 minute, because that sleepover thing is very dicey, and American parents allow all kinds of things in their house, and I'm not okay with it. Look,
See, that sounded really judgy.
Whoa.
You should have
Hey,
more.
somehow
Dad is
American
acting
pa-
like a friend right now. You gotta hand it to him.
I mean, I don't see any difference
at
between...
least I don't show up there and sweep the rooms myself, right? But I send somebody.
You're
that I
sending people
trust.
to sweep their house. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I think parenting is ethnicity neutral. There's no like
Oh, okay.
parenting ethnicity A and ethnicity B will parent differently.
Yeah, it is. American
No,
parents
I
have different
definitely,
rules.
yeah.
Indian parents have different rules. And now, Bridge, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
what were you
I
saying?
Pause you.
I think that when it comes I feel like this year is the first year when I actually turned 18. It was the first time where I felt like I could just make my own decision
No.
and not really care about the consequence when it comes to like what my parents would
Good
think.
job.
What about
Why
what I
don't you-
think?
I
I'm just
still
being a
like don't
friend.
really care that much. I like if I was out late at night and I wanted to sleep at my friend's house, like, I'm just gonna go sleep at my friend's house. Like before checking in, if you ask me what I'm doing,
So if
Or maybe I'll
mom
text
said
you.
no, you would still go?
if I thought that they lived like nearby and I was just like extremely tired, I would just be like, Mom, I'm sleeping here. Like that's just what I'm doing. And like that's it.
You don't
End
feel
of story.
guilt?
Not anymore. Now that I'm 18, if
Wow.
I think I'm making a good decision, I think it's fine.
When
It'd be one
yeah.
thing if I was like sleeping like super far away from home or with people that you don't know at all, I would feel guilty and I wouldn't do it. But if they were someone you knew, like one of my close friends or any of my close friends that you know or you've met their parents,
Are they Indian?
Indian or white, if you know them,
or
and I would
any
just do it.
ethnicity.
Or any ethnicity, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I would
no,
just
no,
do
no.
it.
Hold on. Because the non-Indians have very different rules. You know that.
Yeah.
They allow
But I
all
agree with
kinds
their
of things.
sleepover rules. I've been a big candidate of this. I think that once you reach 18, it's not crazy to have like boy and girl sleepovers. I know a lot of friends, both like guy friends and female friends, that will just sleep over like as friends at each
No.
other's houses. Yeah.
No.
Or it'll be multiple people, like 2 guys, 2 girls, or 1 guy,
No,
3 girls.
where? In whose house?
People will just like have, or their parents will let them. The parents will be like, okay, you can, yeah,
The
it's
parents
fine.
are okay with this. Anybody is coming and sleeping. over
There's
in
such
their
a, to you, like when you see a girl and a boy, you look at them so differently. It's not even funny. Like
Yeah,
you,
it's true.
you think that there's no possible way that they can interact unless it's like something extremely extreme.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
That's just
go
how you
have-
how
think.
you
That's
are.
how you
That's how you
think.
No,
think.
not
That's
at all.
exactly how
I
you
said
think.
have dinner with them, go for a movie with them. I never said anything about
I've
that.
never heard you say go for a movie with them.
Okay, I don't go for a movie with them.
I think it's interesting because even as a 21-year-old, if mom says don't do something, I'm like, oh, I take it into as input.
I
So I
told you
think-
she's under your foot. Like if
I
you
think
could
the way
stomp
that-
on her if you
it's
want to.
interesting.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
under your
God,
foot.
Bridge, you
Take that
did-
back, Bridge.
yeah.
That's
I'm-
amazing.
I tell it to Didi all the time. It's true.
Ugh.
That's not even true, Zoya. That's not true. That's not you.
She is like gaslighting you right now. This is how she does it.
No, she should be listening to me. I don't know why you're making her feel bad.
I'm not making her feel bad. Many people are also.
I mean, the
similar.
minute she gets married, hopefully this will change. Right now.
Oh.
It won't. I promise you, it will not.
The person that she marries is gonna have
because
to
you
get
think the husband will start watching her.
No, because I think that she will have other responsibilities, like take care of her husband's parents.
Whoa.
What?
I don't think so.
I don't know how we got.
No, I think that mom's my best friend. The boys are my best friend. My dad is my best friend. And I like being home with them all the time. So, yeah.
Okay, I will
That's
say
true.
one thing I'll agree with about the friendship. You two worked out today. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's as friends.
That's
That was
how
not
it's
as
it's the
dad.
most fun I've had.
How
doing,
many
that's
times
true.
I've told you guys, let's go for a walk.
Yeah,
let's go
that's
for a
as
walk.
friends. I
And
agree.
we do. We
And that
go
is-
But I do think that it's a tough thing, Bridge, because I think one thing that we definitely contest on is like there's only so many friends you can have in your life,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
and there's only so much time you have to spend with your friends, especially when you're in a family where you're hardworking and you're doing school seriously and you're taking extracurriculars seriously. So you have to figure out what's the limit of what are you prioritizing? So I think you can prioritize your friends, but if your family is also your friends, then the time that you would spend with your family in a capacity of friendship, right? Like the hour that dad and I spent working out or the 2 hours that mom and I spent yesterday going on a walk. Those are hours I could be spending with my friends, not my family, but I treat my family as my friends.
But these are all different situations. Like your priorities will change no matter what. If every time your situation changes, your priorities. will
I'm
change.
saying that
you don't see our family nearly as much as you could see your friends now because
right.
you
You're right.
live in California.
You're right.
Bridge,
I'm-
you're almost sounding like a renegade kid now.
It's not a renegade
What
kid.
is-
Just
what is
okay.
renegade?
This all.
Rebellious.
rebellious kid.
Oh.
I never saw you as a rebellious boy.
I'm not rebelling. I'm just trying to explain to mom that there are different ways of like being safe with a child.
I mean, you
There's
do want to
different
go to
things.
college paid for by parents. You want to live under a roof.
whoa.
Right?
This is
I
now
have
getting
never. I have.
a
First of all, I have
little-
never said I wanted to live under your roof past college. I've never said that. If I have to, I would, and I'd be really gracious to accept like an offer from you guys saying that I could.
an offer.
But that's not like my goal is not to live underneath you guys' roof past college, and my goal wouldn't be to have college paid for you guys. But like the way we were raised and how it was sent to college, it wasn't like you guys were like, okay, Bridge and Didi, you guys need to work so you can pay for your college. It was you need to work so you can get into college, which
That's true.
is different.
right.
It's
You're
different angles,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
take that point, yeah.
But
That point is a smart point. It's true.
and so I'm not. It's not like I've never felt like I'm trying to rebel against mom. It's just that we have many differences in how a parent should parent a child, and I think it's extremely different because of how their relationship worked out. I think mom is somewhat thought that it was gonna be similar with me, but it clearly isn't, and I think it's gonna be similar to me. Is gonna be Veer.
You don't know that.
I just
Why would
I
you
can
corrupt
sense
him
it.
already?
I'm not corrupting. What do you mean corrupt?
You're
Hold on, what do you mean corrupt?
Why are you speaking for Veer?
Like, what do you think? Do you think
Veer?
you're gonna be more like me or like Didi?
Veer?
Baya.
No.
Why?
Like,
You don't know that.
It's not the
I
cool
grew up with
thing.
him. I didn't grow up with, like, he grew up with you. Like, you went to California as soon as I turned 8. So, like, I kind of, what Baya has done rubbed off on me more than what
But
you
we
did.
can rub it back off. We could just. Why
We
are we
rub it
allowing
back
this-
off.
You should be rubbing off on him. Why
What?
isn't anyone?
I'm not gonna
rubbing
stop
We
off?
him
all have
from
rubbed
doing
off
what he
on
wants
each
to
other in
do.
different ways. Like Didi's, we've all learned many things from each other, right? It's just certain things that like are different. It's also extremely different where Didi came from private school out of 8th grade. I came from private school out of 6th grade. He basically didn't even go to private school. Those are all like extremely different things that are gonna rub off on you and the way your life is. I felt like when I went to private school, and we're not even talking about private school versus public school, but this is more than Veer or Didi or either of you guys. When I went to private school, there was a lot less of me that wanted to go out and hang out with friends because a lot more of me just felt like if I wasn't listening to exactly what they said, I was doing something wrong or what everyone was competing with each other. And when I went to public school, I realized you can actually like have friendships and hang out after school. Hang out after school seemed so foreign to me when I went to private school. And that's just one of the things that shaped me.
Because they were busy appeasing their parents.
Their parents, because like they want, and it's not even just
The
that.
money
yeah.
buys the compliance for sure.
Yeah,
A lot
exactly.
of rich parents, and your dad included sometimes, buys compliance because he'll be like, look at the life I'm giving you. Look at what that I'm giving.
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
do
when
think,
have I done that? When have I done that?
well, no, she's making a point more on parenting and
general.
how people label.
I mean, yes, there may be such parents who do that. But I'm literally the exact opposite
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Well,
She's talking about generally, and I agree with that.
But she used me as an example.
well, I don't think you really explained it very well. What did
I
you
said
say?
sometimes he can use that because he's throwing me under the bus the whole
No,
time.
you're not.
You're just
I
trying to
can't
get
be the
back.
only person sitting
This is
under
the
the
youngest
bus the
child.
whole time.
This is such an unhinged conversation. What you're saying is that parents oftentimes
Yes.
use money to control their kids
Not
after their
often.
kids
All the time.
all the time
Yeah.
after the kid has graduated
Or
to
even-
thereby buy their friendship and their loyalty.
Compliance, yeah.
So that's what you're saying. And
Yeah.
I think that is
and
true.
including in school. So your observation is correct that the public school kids naturally, inherently are more independent because they're not burdened by our parents are spending all this money and therefore we must listen to them. That's basically the calculation, right?
Yeah.
And in
That's what I'm
public
saying,
school,
yeah.
it's more like go do what you want. You're a free bird. But what I'm saying is you cannot do what you want and you're not a free bird. And it's not because of money. It's because we are Indian and we live life a certain way. That there's nothing to do with money. We're not trying to control. What are you saying?
Nothing.
No, we're not.
I'm just
trying
saying
to
that I'm
control-
not in that camp. I think that
What
Indian or
camp
not
are you in?
Indian. How old were you? Okay, yours were extraneous circumstances. We're not going to take an example.
Yes.
How old was I
Yeah.
when I left home? 19,
Yeah.
right? I've been financially independent since 19. How old is Bridge? 18 right now.
Yeah.
How is that? And that was 30 years ago. So how is that different?
So that was a mistake on your parents' part. We don't have to relive it.
Oh my god.
how
we
is
don't
that a
have-
mistake?
Did you tell your parents that you left?
No, it just naturally occurred that way.
But did you tell them that you were going to leave?
No, as I said, it naturally.
But you
occurred
went to
that way.
college though, right?
I went to college.
They knew
and
you were
then-
going to college. It's not like they didn't know he was going to go to
No,
college.
I'm saying that the reason I'm asking the question is I think we're misinterpreting parenting for friendship, right? Like I think being friends with your parents means telling your parents challenging things
Yes.
and trusting your parent to be there for you and
Yeah.
to not control you. I think what Bridge is saying
Yes.
Bridge is saying, Mom, I don't fully trust you with all information in my life because there are things that you would disagree with.
Yeah.
Would
But
you say
I'm not
that's true?
controlling at all.
100%. Okay.
That's
That is
definitely.
an
I mean, that's
insane
objectively not
statement.
true.
That's just
That's
objectively.
objectively not true.
I feel controlled. I mean, like,
What are you talking about?
literally-
I literally don't say anything
I
to
think,
anybody.
yeah, no.
I'm traveling.
I think
most
there
of
are
the
people
time
who
for
aren't
my
related
work.
to you that just feel controlled.
No. Veer, can you say something and defend me here?
I'm not. I'm on their side. I'm not. Why would
I
I,
don't
defend
think
you on
it's a
something I
bad
don't
thing,
agree
but I
with?
think what Bridge is saying is that the reason why he can't trust you the way he would trust a friend is because he knows that you're controlling.
So, okay, let me reverse this for a minute and ask you, what aspects of parenting, being parented, do you like? What do you agree with
I
in terms
love
of...
the best part of our friendship is the everlasting support. You are very good at supporting me especially when I was like when I was more rebellious or something, you have been very good at supporting me. I do feel like if I ever got in trouble, you'd be extremely supportive and help me get out of it before getting mad at me, which is a really positive thing. Another thing that I like about our friendship is that I do like hanging out with you, talking to you, even if it's about like a world thing. It could be about an economic thing. It could
You
be
like
about,
spending time in the same.
I like spending time. It's just the time I'm spending with you and the time I'm spending with friends is just spent differently. That I like spending both time with both people, but it's just different
you
ways.
like spending time with both people equally?
No. I like spending time with my family more than I like spending time with my friends.
Okay, that's
He's just saying that.
we're getting there.
See,
What?
that's controlling. We're not trying to control his opinion. Actually,
No,
we're letting him.
We're gradually.
No,
getting
no,
there.
we're not actually gradually doing anything, and it's not we. Why did she just bring me into this? Do you see that? What just happened? I wasn't even involved.
No,
I was actually being extremely objective, and then all of a sudden,
but Bridge, okay, no pressure at all. Between your dad and me, who you like talking
How it
about?
was
like there's pressure.
No, I'm,
You can't say no
need to
pressure and then
stop
say something that
Don't
implies
understand.
pressure.
no, there's no.
you're
why
being
is
so
it?
like.
He's a grown up. If it's not him, he can take
Even
it.
my friendship between Didi and you is different. The things that I tell Didi are different than
I
the things
told
that I would
Bridge
tell
something
you.
pretty crazy yesterday.
Yeah,
What?
and like
That
the thing,
she
and I
doesn't
told
know?
you something
That
pretty
she doesn't
crazy
know. That
we would
Are
never
you
tell
guys,
you.
Would you? Okay.
Why don't I tell you and
Yeah.
see what you think?
Yes.
Should I tell the story?
No, I mean tell her.
Okay, so I was at my friend's house. This feels like, okay, guys, I'm actually not rebellious. Not because I can't be rebellious, but because I actually just am a grandma. Like, I actually do
Wait,
love
do I
yoga.
know about this yet?
No.
Or no?
Yeah, I don't even know, maybe. Like, I think anyways, but yeah. For all intents and purposes, I like yoga, I like farmers markets, I like going to sleep at 9 p.m., I like working. So I am just boring. But I was at my friend's house on Friday, and I had Ubered to my friend's house, and there was a guy there, and he was leaving and I was leaving. And he was like, "Oh, Zoya, do you want me to give you a ride back to campus?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" We
Wait.
go outside, and the ride is a motorcycle.
Oh my god,
You're
And
gonna kill
he
that
has-
is so cool.
And he has an extra helmet, and it's a 10-minute ride.
Okay, well.
And so I'm doing
At
cost
least he has
benefit.
a helmet.
Yeah, he has an extra helmet.
That was sarcastic.
No, I know.
That was sarcastic. When we have your broken body, we will have a helmet
For this
I
podcast.
appreciate that
guys,
helmet.
for all she's talking like this, at couple of years older than Zoya, your mother was on a motorcycle for 3 days with me.
No.
With no helmet.
No.
Wait, actually?
With
that
no
is
helmet.
not- okay, finish your story. Hold
In
on.
Goa.
I just
For
feel
3
like,
days.
Stop it.
Ooh, I'm like getting nervous.
Stop it. So you got on that bike with this guy in the middle of the night?
Not only did I get on that bike, I was like, this is so fun. Let's do another lap. So we actually like stayed on the bike for longer
And you
time.
know this story and you decided, let me not tell my mom.
I was so happy when she told me this story.
Why would you be happy about
Because
it?
it's something she never does.
It's something she never does, and I think it's an interesting experience
I
for
think it's
her.
a pretty happy story.
Yeah.
Because she's alive. What if she had fallen, broken her head,
Okay,
broken
can you tell
her
the
leg?
kids
I
when
mean,
you
he had
were
a
on a
motorcycle
motorcycle for 3
license.
days?
You cannot count. Shut up. We were in India. We were poor.
I think
We
that's
were
more
in
dangerous,
Goa.
actually.
we
I
were
was
in Goa. We had
In an expensive upscale resort.
no. Shut up. Please don't make it seem like we spent our whole life.
I just want our viewers to know I would have never told that story if this wasn't the
You-
live production of the family
literally.
podcast.
I hope you're regretting.
I
that
think
you
her-
said- Who was this guy? Was not Indian.
I just
obviously.
moved like
Who was
10
the guy,
ranks
Brit?
down on the waiting
Who
list.
was the guy?
Who was he Indian?
I
No,
don't
he
know.
wasn't.
Of course he wasn't. No Indian parent is allowing his kid or their kid who's supposed to be a brainiac, science, math genius. to
Oh,
sit
he's
on a-
studying math at Stanford, though.
Oh, whatever.
What kind of
Probably some
motorcycle was
math.
it? Ducati.
It was just this black, big motorcycle.
Oh wow.
And
was
you
crazy.
just said yes. You didn't think.
I
you
was
know what?
literally like,
Why am I sending?
I
you
just had a
Uber budget?
moment. I just had a moment where I was like, wow, I haven't done a single thing that's crazy in my life. Like this 10-minute motorcycle ride, like I'm going to turn into a new person. And then the whole time I was like, oh my God, my mom's going to be so mad.
And you're fine with this, Veer?
I'm fine with it. I'm happy.
You are also happy. Everybody is happy because this turned out like I don't know what trauma is inside, but at least physically she showed up. But you could break your body, you could break your head, and the stupid helmet. Why does he have a spare helmet with him all the time?
It's probably because that's how he picks up girls.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't do
Oh,
anything, but it was definitely very, very
Great.
cool.
I'm
And I
sure
was
his
like-
parents are very proud that they have a bike or son, math student at Stanford, which he's probably lying about.
What?
Yeah, it's probably like an English major
Anyways,
or something.
But I definitely did not tell you that. But I would have told you that because I do trust mom enough to trust me. So it's
I
not
would
like I was
never,
withholding.
I don't think she would.
I
ever
trust
told you
mom
that.
with everything. I
Hold
don't think
on.
I've- there's a
Since
single-
you shared a story, it's only fair you share.
I am
yours.
not sharing my
That
story.
is not how it
Not
works.
happening.
I think
Just said-
mom
I don't
is-
think we'd walk out of this room if I told my story.
Mom has become a lawyer.
What did you do, Brit?
I haven't done anything.
Oof.
Oof, that is
Oh.
really,
Like Didi just made a good point though. Like
She's
that's
gonna
the
try and
relationship
keep
you guys have
forcing
where
this
she
story
trusts
out
you
of
to tell
you.
you that story. I would never have told that story ever.
I think some of it is girl versus boy too, right? I mean, boys are slightly more private generally about these kind of things,
Why?
but they just are.
Are you private with mom?
I'm very private. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, I don't even want to know yours. Anyway, yeah. No, okay, fine. Keep your secrets, and I also have my secrets.
What
I
secret?
don't
You do
You
not
You
have
have
any
no
secrets.
secrets.
I will not tell anybody my secrets also.
If mom had a diary, I'd be like, "Hello, diary. My kids were so mean to me today, and I'm really hungry and I'm tired." P.S.
I'm not getting into my secrets. Maybe I also have my friends that I'm not going to talk about with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, this has been a fun episode about parenting, and should we be parents, be friends with their kids? Should kids be friends with their parents? And as usual, nobody agrees with anybody on our podcast. And as we close every episode with a round of good grades with Gargs, each one of us Gargs assigns an A grade to somebody who brought the heat during this episode, brought an entertaining moment, brought an enlightening moment. And we're going to go around and assign this grade. And then we want to hear from you. Who you think deserves the A grade for today's podcast recording? Who you think brought that winning moment of the podcast? So who wants to go first?
I'm ready.
Good.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
Okay.
My A grade I have to give to Zoya. Good job, Zoya, in doing something adventurous. Now that you've done a ride behind a motorcycle, maybe you can jump out of an airplane next, or
She is
Roll
not
down a mountain.
jumping out
I
of an
never
airplane.
ever in my life would think I got an A for something like that.
No, you
The
getting
whole
an F
time-
grade. This is the first time they're
Ja
issuing an
Zoya
F
ja,
grade.
जी ले अपनी जिंदगी.
Oh.
I feel like this is the
Okay.
third time you're issuing an F grade.
Yeah, no.
Mom needs to stop issuing Fs. That's
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
I feel like you're a pretty strict teacher.
Yeah, I mean that here. Bridge is gonna get my A grade. Bridge challenged the position in the most significant way. The whole time when I was on the motorcycle, I was like, Bridge is gonna be proud of me because I did something that is
Okay.
different and pushes the boundaries a little bit. And I think it's great that he pushes the boundaries. And I'm glad that Veer has the example of both someone who, follows the rules a little bit more and somebody who doesn't follow the rules as much. And he can make up his mind on which side and what degree of which he wants to take. I think it's great.
Okay. Or he can just listen to me and I can tell him what degree to take. But okay. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'm giving my A grade to Didi too, because I'm happy that she finally did something like this.
You guys are all acting like she won the Nobel Prize or
know.
something. Like, oh my God.
Every time I got an A, every time I
She
won an
should have
award, nobody
not-
cared. Nobody cared.
No,
Everybody
she
was
Because that was
like,
something you did all the time.
Not
This is something
gotten
new.
on a motorbike.
I
and
need,
she
this is
should
just
not-
making me feel
and
so
that
like,
stupid helmet
let me go get
is
a
making me
motorcycle.
more angry.
Why is the helmet making you this
Stupid
mad?
That's to
helmet.
safety so that she doesn't break her head. If she
Oh, okay.
the
Sure.
helmet even had a shield in front
Oh.
like a glass.
So
Okay.
your A grade goes to her, Bridge?
I'm also giving my A grade to Didi, but for
Oh.
a different reason. I think that you just made a great argument for like the balance between friendship and parenting with between parents and kids.
What was the argument?
About the argument about how there needs to be a great balance between having like what's the difference between parenting and being friends. When do you become a parent? When do you become a friend? What does it mean to be a parent and what does it mean to be a friend? Like you posed that position, which was like intelligent.
I'm too angry to give grades.
Oh
right now. I'm
my
so
God.
angry. I feel completely betrayed by everybody.
Do you
in
feel
this
betrayed
room
by
right
me?
now. Yes.
Why?
Because why?
I was honest with you.
No, you were not.
I just was. I just told the truth.
Honesty would have been if before
were-
getting on the motorcycle, you
No, it
called
was
your
a
mother.
week ago though.
Oh.
And I was planning on telling everybody in the podcast.
No, before getting on the
because
motorcycle.
I wanted the live reaction.
If you called her and said, "Mom, I'm considering it. Are you okay with it?"
But it was
That would
such
be
a spur of the moment thing. It wasn't.
I mean, I'm with you. I think you did
and I
the
was
right
also
thing.
trying to impress the guy. Like, are you
Why
kidding?
are you trying to?
Because like,
impress
what
this
could you imagine if I like was like, okay, wait, let me just call my mom and be like, hey,
Yes.
is this okay?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
So
That's impressive.
No,
if you're
that
like,
would've been so
let me think
embarrassing.
this through.
I had to be cool and like suave, which I played it.
Suave.
Oh my God.
And I wasn't even cool or suave. The whole time I was like, I don't know about this. How long have you been driving this thing?
I'm gonna give the A grade of this episode to Zoya under protest because yes, on the one hand, she made a decision by herself, and she
Made a decision
don't-
by herself. She just
I-
congratulated you for making a decision by yourself.
It's like talking.
I'm so angry about this, but at least she fessed up and she knows now to never do it again. Can we at least have your word on this podcast right now?
Please
all
do
our
not be giving out
Give
words.
no words.
And certainly don't sign anything.
I honestly, I will be honest, I literally Googled how much is a Vespa after, because apparently that's a safe motorcycle.
Oh my God. Okay, this has been the episode. I need to now get off the air and start yelling at these people for real. You never ever, you buy a Vespa and your relationship with this whole family, parenting and friendship is over.
Not controlling at all.
No,
Normal
that's
friendship.
just me explaining why it's dangerous.
Right.
Okay, but thank you so much for tuning in. We want to hear who gets the A grade from you, and we can't wait to see you next week. Bye. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.